Hello, I'm Laura Yanchevsky. I was an animator on the point-and-click adventure game Toonstruck. This video is about my files from the Wolf Den and Darktown in Toonstruck. Sorry it took me so long to get another video out, but I just published my book, The Nanuki Creations, on Amazon, and I had a lot of work involved with that. In the coming weeks, I will make videos about it, if you're interested. It's a wacky adventure about ancient alien gods who come to Earth and create a whole mess of mythological creatures. On to Toonstruck. The animations of BB Wolf, which of course stands for Big Bad Wolf, were not mine. I wish they were because they're great, but I did take them and make the smoke transparent and blend them with Christopher Lloyd onto the background. It was either Susan Mazer or John Pompiano who were responsible for a lot of these character poses. Susan Mazer came over from working on Animaniacs and did our storyboards. Also, Perry Zombolis helped with directing the animation. There was a lot of wonderful talent in the company. I did animate the wolf pack sitting at the table, however. I animated each wolf separately, and it was all put together by the programmers to look like this.
We're in a stew pod!
Here are Bill Skirvin's original character designs of the wolf pack at the table. I ended up with them in my files because I animated all the wolves at the table. I'm pretty sure the wolves were meant to have more of a role in the game originally because we did a whole lot of character designing for them. The two front wolves are the same character design, but the tall stupid one actually had a name. He was called Biggs. In the wolf den, Drew and Flux are put into the cauldron on the fire. The original cauldron painted on the background was too small to fit both of them, but I had already done a fire animation before I figured that out, so I had to redraw it. Here you can see that I only had to do one animation of the pot tipping from extreme left to extreme right. The programmers used the frames to make them go back and forth, so you can tip them out of the pot by clicking left and right to gain momentum. Here are a few frames of the various background changes I had to make. Drew and Flux are now free to loot the wolf den and use the fire, so here are a lot of animations of that. Now I'm coming back to the place where you meet BB Wolf, because somewhere around here there was a link to a scene of the swamp hen. The swamp hen would generally sit on her nest and listen to the gramophone. I'm sure there was a puzzle associated with the gramophone and the X on the island in the swamp. She has Flux's glasses, which would make Flux look pretty awkward for a while without them. You need to get the glasses back by trading for another pair of glasses, which you can find in Nefarious' study. This is the only animation I have of her. Here are some of the character designs I made of the swamp hen in the early production process. In the Darktown prison, you can steal the ink pad and break into the safe. You can get back your bottomless bag there and find the black hole for jump transport. In another unfortunate incident, you get put into prison where there's another left-click, right-click type puzzle to build up static electricity on the rug to override the door lock. I love the concept of wall-to-wall carpets in the prison cell. Some of the stuff I show here are just clips from the long play of the game where my files are lacking. And here's the Darktown. That sign animation was not made for the English version. I think it was made for French. Anyway, Slab the Bouncer is one of the characters I did the most animations of. You have to use the cloak to sneak past her, and then you can get into CDs. In CDs, most of the character animations were done by Nelvana, with the exception of the flies around the light. They may have been done by Mark Soderwall, who came onto the team right at the end to help me out with background animations. Just a little note that even though all those character animations were done by the animation studio, when we got them back, I usually had to clean up the anti-aliasing on the outside and animate the corresponding shadow underneath each of them. Together with cleaning up the sprites and video footage of Christopher Lloyd, there was a whole lot of work to be done, and it took a lot of dedication to the task. Here are some design concepts for CD that were done very early in the production process by a person who didn't stay on the team very long. The Robot Genius's workshop in the Dark Town took a lot of animation. Nelvana sent the robot animations back, and they slid all over the place, so I had to line them up and keep them in place.
Look at me. I have buns of steel.
The animations of him zapping Flux and Drew also had to be integrated. This part was cut, but the robot was very careful to keep his boxes in the back room stacked neatly, and there you can go searching for something, causing all of them to tumble down. And outside in the dark town in the distance, you can see something that you may have thought was Nefarious' castle, but it was actually a screen that brought you to some new worlds. We called these the crossroads. I still have more Toonstruck material, so stay tuned, and I think next time I'll make a video about what was on all the monitor screens.